Well, this is quite a transformation. I haven't been inside this castle for 20 years, and back then there was no entrance fee. You just walked in. It wasn't tidy like this and cleaned. You couldn't see the flagstone floors, which just beautifully worn after centuries of use. The middle of the castle is one open area with various antechambers coming off it. This castle was also given to the British to use in the early 1800s. Ali Pasha, who was in control of this castle, gave it to them during the Napoleonic Wars. William Leake, who was a British diplomat and military attaché to Ali Pasha and other rulers in this area, inspected this castle in 1806. And the only thing protecting it were 10 soldiers and 2 4-pound guns. So Ali Pasha did not place very much strategic importance on this installation. Hence, he gave it to the British to use in the Napoleonic Wars. It was never really used that much. And then after Ali Pasha's death, it basically turned into ruin. So one of the myths and stories about this castle is that Ali Pasha built it for a much younger wife that he had, called Vasilici. She was probably in her early 20s or 20 when she married him, and he would have been well into his 70s. But he loved and adored her very much. So although he probably didn't make this castle for her, he renovated it, the story goes to show just how devoted he was to his younger wife. In fact, he was so devoted to her that, being a Greek Orthodox religion, she was allowed to practice her religion in the court, which he had at Tepelena, and also build a very small chapel, which actually held masses. This was very unusual, being a strong Muslim area under Ali Pasha, and him being most likely Bektashi, which is a Sufi, Muslim Sufi order. So he was very devoted to her, and that is why the myth that he built this castle for her exists. The topography really shows why this castle wasn't built by Ali Pasha Tepelena. In the early 19th century, artillery was quite strong and powerful. And to build a castle here would be very dangerous, as the hills behind the castle are very high. Someone could easily place artillery there and take this castle out. So it was obviously built by a maritime people that could service the castle from the sea. Hence why it was most likely originally Venetian, and Ali Pasha merely renovated it. It's such a beautiful castle in such a wonderful setting, and so good to see it so tidy and cleaned up since I was last here over 20 years ago. But as wonderful as it is, this was also used as a prison by the Italians during the Second World War, and then by the very harsh communist regime between the years of 1949 and 1950. Many political prisoners, men, women, and also children that came from wrong families, were interned here. The conditions were very bad. There was mold, The roof continually leaked. People were going blind from the black mold. Their health was bad, and they had to close this castle down. So, whilst walking around, give a moment or two to those people who suffered and were cruelly tortured during that period of history. Well, here we are in the middle of Ali Pasha's castle, and this is Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex.
Alex. Unë Roberti. Si jeni mirë?
Unë jam Alex.
Si jeni mirë. And Alex is a staff member here, looks after the castle. Ali Pasha, Kalaya Ali Pasha.
Ali Pasha Belenës.
Yeah. And Alex is a singer in polyphonic singing, which is renowned for this area of Albania. And he has a wonderful tune that is about Ali Pasha that he would like to sing.
Po, pa tjetër, me kënaqësi. Ali Pasha more, eu Pasha të shtrena, koka në Stamboll more,